Hello again, everyone. Todd Michael Putnam, Creative Adventure Tables, bringing you another adventure table idea, and this is the Demons of the Abyss. The Demons of the Abyss. Pretty simple premise, of course. The players have gone into the Abyss in order to, it could be retrieve some holy artifact that has been stolen, or they've been cursed by some high-level wizard to do so. You could have any number of reasons for why people are delving into the Abyss. It could just be one of the players' characters of their holy order has demanded that they do this as part of a holy journey or something, and to prove their worthiness to their deities. But in any event, however they make it in here, this abyss basically is essentially, it's almost like a world that's been overrun by demons so long that it's been torn and sundered apart, and it's just floating chunks of corrupted rock and stuff in a spinning, swirling, sickening void, if you will. Since there are 666 layers of the abyss. And so this is one of the layers. And so one of the things that I did with this simply is to raise stuff up, as I like to do. Just put some of my tiles underneath, which works out pretty well, just to create some elevation of various types into the table there. Some of them are flat on the ground, some of them are one tile up, one of them is two tiles up, doesn't really matter. Just to create a little elevation, and then there's little bridgeways that I have between them. And the way it works is the players would start off in this first one here. This is where they portal in, and they have to go across these little rickety walkways, if you will, between the floating chunks of rock. And as they get to each new one, when they get there, as they're crossing the bridge, they'll be able to see, that's when I'll put the demons out on each particular one. So in other words, they wouldn't see any of the demons, especially certainly not the center one. All of them would be taken off and put behind my DM screen. And then only when the players get to that particular area, of course, do I actually place the demons on, so what kind they have. And this is heavily inspired by some levels that I played in Diablo 3, I think it is. Where they're running along in all these broken rock realms and stuff. So there's going to be always lots of these like trash demons, little easy ones that die relatively quickly and easily, and then there'll be other demons, much larger ones that have special abilities that change, of course, with each of the demons. So they might be immune to lightning and fire and other stuff, and they might have an area effect attack or a psychic scream or something like that. This one, and then as they go past it, they have to go down to the next one, and this area is inhabited by a different set of demons. These are like sword-wielding demons, a pair of them, and they might be working together, one attacking high and one attacking low, as the case may be, to try and trip the party up and dice them into little pieces. And then heading on to the next one, there could be more trash demons, of course, that are down here, but then there's a guy up here who's got like a chain whip that could like whip around their legs, kind of like the Balrog did in Lord of the Rings. And the players have to make strength or dex checks or whatever, otherwise they might get whipped off and thrown out into the void. And if they're out in the void, fly spells and stuff like that won't work in this area because it's a totally different plane of existence. And so some of those teleportation and flight magic and stuff of that nature doesn't work. And so they'll have to make will checks or intelligence checks or whatever in order to will themselves back out onto the rock. And each time that they miss, it gets progressively harder. Otherwise, they might just go spinning off into the void and be lost forever, so to speak. And then, of course, you've got like this big Minotaur type demon guy that's up here that he probably charges across and tries to knock the players off into the void while using his big giant axe here to hack up the remaining foes. And of course, at all times, you're going to have these kind of these big flying type demons here. The Vrox, I think they're called, Vrocks. I believe that's what this type is called. But they're flying around and land at random to make any other particular fight interesting or more difficult. And then, of course, this one here, they'd be fighting against this multi-armed demon. This starts with an M, Madrith. I can't remember what the name is, but I'm sure I'll think of it when it's over. But anyways, it's like a 6 or 8 armed demon that's got a sword, so she's going to get multiple attacks every single round, and she'll be able to melee with all of the characters at the same time. Plus, of course, her tail could lash out and do extra damage there. So I have to fight all those guys. And that's all just the trash demons and whatnot. For our god, there's my Balrog type guy that's right there. So they'd have to fight this guy as well. And if they manage to work their way across all of this and then hop across these stones, then finally they get to the big center demon of this particular plane of hell, which this is a toy from the Diablo series, from Diablo 3, if I remember correctly. Basically a shadow demon type thing, and fight that off. Of course, she's going to have huge tail attacks, and she's got 4 arms and all this other kind of stuff. So she'll have all kinds of special abilities, and they would need to fight her. And of course, it's on this really small condensed space, right? There's not a whole lot of room, so every player would be within melee range, and that's something that the players would have to contend with. So your weaker characters, like your priests and your wizards and stuff, maybe your rogues, have to be a lot more careful not to get knocked off or grabbed or engaged in melee directly. Some of your ranged characters may or may not have some challenges with that because she's going to be right there up in your face. Everybody's going to be within reach. But that would be the final climactic battle for the demons of the abyss. So as far as what makes all of this up, this mat I believe I got from Noble Knight Games. It's a vinyl mat. I don't usually prefer the vinyl mats. This is one of the first ones that I bought, and I learned hard from experience that depending on the time of day and the way the sunlight shines in, you can get a big glare off the mat, which can be very disruptive to the player's vision. If you're playing at that time of day or whatever, and it's glaring in the player's eyes, that can be something that takes away from their experience. So where possible, I always prefer the mouse mat type material at this point, or the WizKid battle mats. Those are fantastic. It's kind of like a velvet type cloth feel to them, and those are absolutely fantastic. But anyways, this is a space mat that I got, I believe, from Noble Knight Games. So that's the basis of this. Most of this stuff right here is XPS foam that I got. It's like a dark gray, and then it's got like little spidery veins of blue and purple that I had painted through it, but people that are crafty can paint that kind of stuff up for themselves. Then in addition to that, I've got these big rocks like this, and smaller rocks like this, and those are from, and these small rocks right here, those are from Monster Fight Club. Love those guys. These again were also painted purple. They do not come painted purple. They come in different colors. But purple is not one of them, but you can order them unpainted, and I had these painted up so that it could work for any kind of an abyss type situation, or the Underdark, or any kind of an exotic world, like the Feydark, anything like that. The purpley terrain works great for that kind of stuff. So I painted those up for that, and then to go with it, I actually painted up cavern sets from WizKids. A number of these, again, sorry, the color might be hard to see here now because of the lighting's not that great, but using the same purple colors, the cavern tiles from the WizKids that I throw on top of that. So you can see that here in this one here. Like, this is Monster Fight Club, and then this little piece right here is from WizKids from their cavern set. This is also from their cavern set. These walkway bridges are from their cavern set. Some of these larger pieces like this is the cavern set. Again, this is WizKids Caverns, and this is Monster Fight Club. But that sits on there quite nicely and makes for a tall jutting rock to come out. And that's what I did with all of them, is basically just mix those things together. And then of course underneath it all, I've got my Todd tiles underneath there, just 3D printed tiles that you can download from thangs.com, thangs.com, and print those out, as many as you want, and use those for elevation. So, and then lastly, this is a Diablo toy that I got off Amazon. I can pick it up here so you can see it a little bit better. There we go, you can see it a little bit better. Man, I can't remember how much this thing costs, but they're not cheap. These guys are pretty expensive, but you can get them off Amazon. And there's different variations of it. So there's one who's like a Diablo red, and then there's this one that's a blue color. So you can order those guys up, and they make great giant demons. But that particular one is really just a toy from the Diablo series. So that's it. pretty quick and simple as far as the layout is concerned. Just basically just a circle that works its way in, kind of to create a swirling type pattern and try and create an experience of like chaos and stuff. So you notice I put some various rocks and stuff around in different positions to try and give it like a turbulent type effect, even though nothing's actually in motion. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Demons of the Abyss. And I will see you guys next adventure. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Take care. Bye.